Hello, this is Apple Trades episode 2 of the 4th season. And today we have our regular co-host, Vladimir. Hi.
Hi, everyone.
So, as the name of this episode suggests, we will be talking about some visions, specifically about this shiny Vision Pro thing. So, like, not just to confirm, like, we are talking not just in theory. We are talking about this thing, like, with the actual person who used that for work and not just work. We'll talk about that. Yeah. So, yeah, let's start.
Let's start then. I need to open my notes.
Right.
Okay.
So, first of all, like,
in general, first impressions.
Yeah. Let me start with two things. First of all, this is like, I'm not wearing it for the recording of this episode, and I'm not showing you the creepy digital persona I have with this one. And we will talk about that in a bit, because like there are some changes there too. This thing, from my perspective, is really a significant change in a way how we will work. I know in 3, maybe 5 years. Let's start with that. But as of now, it is already a remarkable device, and we will probably talk about things, how we can use it for work and how we can use it for, I know, fun as well. In general, like, I really like this one. And by the way, let's just not talk about the costs for now, because it's another important thing which we need to talk, and maybe we will have some discussions on predictions about the costs and the industry in general.
So, in general, first impressions.
Yes. So I'm using this device since February 2nd. So as soon as they started arriving to those who ordered it, I did not have a chance to work with the developer kits. I assume they were like kind of similar to this. Maybe they had some differences in the way how they work, but we were using it like as soon as we got it on general sales. And for me personally, this device changes a lot in the way how I work. Let's start with that, because the fun part is interesting, but it's like
it's fun.
Yeah, it's not what this device is created for. And I'm saying this like with, I think somebody might argue, but I think this device is primarily a work device, like a pro device, or like something you will be using for work, not for fun. It can do fun things, but let's start with work. How I use it on a daily basis. As a developer, like, I tend to enjoy having multiple screens, like physical screens, and for some time, for, I don't know, like slightly more than 2 years, I'm not using a second screen, and I'm using the only screen I have, which is my MacBook's screen. And when I got the Vision Pro, now I can have not just the second screen, I just can have my room full of screens, which is nice, but also like a little bit disorienting, because what I typically do, I have my Mac screen. We will talk about that in a bit. In front of me, I have Safari on the left. I have Teams on the right. I have Calendar on the top left. I have Mail there, and something else as well. So in order to work, I need to just like look around a lot. Like, I have to look to that thing, to other things, and when you work, one of the things which you will see immediately, and that might be different from your experience with other AR technologies, is that those windows, which you like, they're plain 2D windows. It's like, essentially it's the same things as the additional screens, but they stay in place so perfectly that you like can't even believe it. Like, they don't move. They like essentially like nailed to that place. And you can walk around them. You have some feelings when you like need to go through them. You're like a little bit like, I don't know, feel uncomfortable going through those windows.
Do you do something like this?
And yeah. And they essentially like stay put, and even if you take the device off, then put it on, the windows will be at the same place, and you can go around your house, like go back. Well, I'm working from home. That's maybe one of the benefits of using that thing. So in the office, I assume it will be still the same. That they will be placed where you put them, and that's
It will look
really
creepy
great.
for other people.
Yeah, and essentially that's how you will use it for work. You will have for now you still need your Mac in order to type, because that's another thing which like bothers me now. If you're using that for work pro workflows, you need to type things, because you're like the dictation is actually pretty good, but you will not dictate your Swift code, you will not dictate anything else.
And content view view.
Yeah, and another thing which you don't want to have is like everybody hearing what you're typing, like especially if you're working in the office, then you need some kind of privacy. So that said, I would also like to mention that even if you use Vision Pro without headphones and just use the like built-in microphones in the headset, the dictation is really great. And I think I might be wrong. I didn't do any scientific comparisons, but it understands me better than iPhone. So maybe it's the microphones working better, maybe something else, but it's really like, it really gets you when you talk to it. So that's one thing. It also has the speakers, like I'm probably here. So these things here, these are the speakers. They are somewhat directional speakers. So people around you will still hear the sound you're hearing, like not too loud, but they will be able to hear. But what you will hear is like very precise position sound and of quite good quality. And those speakers, they not cover your ears, which is again one of the maybe benefits of that. So you'll still hear surroundings. Yeah. And like again, looking into those are not the bone conducting speakers or something. It's just the regular speakers. They are just positioned in a way that they like emit sound towards your ears, and you would think that they will be like kind of like subpar quality, but actually they're quite good. Like you can listen music there, you can watch movies using these speakers, and you will hear bass. Well, maybe not on the proper level, but you will still hear a lot, and you will like enjoy the sound quality. I will probably get some negative feedback from somebody who only uses wired headphones
who warm up their gold wires. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, but well, if you don't do that, then these speakers will be fine. If you do, then no. And for those who want to have better experience, you will probably need this. So the AirPods Pro with USB-C cable. Like again, it's essentially the same AirPods Pro, but they have some difference in radio as far as I understand, so they pair better with the Vision Pro. And what the difference is, I assume that they are better handling the spatial sound, so they position sound better than the previous like regular AirPods Pro second generation. I don't know.
What about first generation? I still have mine.
Yeah, or like the regular AirPods. Yes, you can use all of them, and they will still work fine. I mean, I was trying to find the difference. Well, I can't. I mean, they are all great. Probably if you have like over-the-ear headphones, they will not fit well. Like again, due to the fact that there is a thing here which keeps this device on your head, but. Apart from that, it's well, you can use almost any Bluetooth connected AirPods. Yeah, there is no jack on the Vision Pro as well. Like just
typical Apple.
Don't expect that. And by the way, as regards to the spatial sound, it's quite nice when like Teams is on your side. You hear people talking from that window essentially. So like when you look into it, like the sound coming in front of you. When you look away, it comes from that particular window. The same goes through other things as well. So you kind of quickly get into that spatial, way of working. So you feel that you work with that. You understand the where is the window, how to work with it, and you get used to that. So when you take it off, you're like, where are all those windows which I was working with? And that maybe is due to the fact that the Vision Pro has a really nice cameras and the quality of the video pass through. So again, it's a AR kind of experience, but it's not like you're looking through the device. You're looking through the camera, and that camera creates an image on the screens, and you look into those screens. But if you have a good lighting conditions, then you quickly forget about the fact that it's a camera and it's a screen. So you feel...
Oh, it's a California only device, yeah?
I would say so, and yeah, and even you need still like be well. If you're, we probably need to talk about like, don't wear this outside. It just looks ridiculous, and you don't get any benefits of that. Like, but inside you need a good lighting conditions, and then
Windows flying with you. No?
Yeah, and by the way, you can pinch and grab this window and go with it, and like take this window where you want it. And that sometimes looks fun. I mean, I tried to walk around my house and bringing the active Teams meeting with me. Like you pick this Teams window and you go around and put it like where you want to sit or to stand. And
handle
that works
for this window, like
yeah. Well, the handle is on the bottom, and like you just pinch it and just move. I think
At
we need
least
to
looks
talk about this.
better.
Yeah, probably. Like that's
More native experience.
sci-fi movies
like
like
iPad.
this. Yeah,
No, like iPad. So yeah, why?
true
Virtual
as
iPad.
well. And by the way, it's a good reference for the iPad. There are so-called compatible apps on Vision Pro, and by the way, even Calendar is not a native Vision Pro app. It's a compatible app, which is essentially iPad app running on Vision Pro. So that's
So they chose
probably,
easy way.
I mean, I have my I would say my explanation why that happens. I mean, I think that's due to secrecy at Apple, and the whole thing was developed really like there was a team who was not be able to communicate with other teams. Like it's even nice to have Mail as a native app, and otherwise, I mean, I would expect it also be as a calendar. Like, well, it works.
So they don't have enough iOS developers.
I don't
Vision.OS
know.
developers. Sorry.
Yeah. So, by the way, speaking of these compatible apps, I need to highlight one thing which might be bothering you, which is it only supports light mode of the apps. So you cannot have dark mode apps. And having the native UIs with this like frosted glass windows and everything, you kind of hope to have darker windows rather than brighter windows. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe they will allow you to switch, have a switch like in VisionOS 2 to change the appearance of native of compatible apps. But as of now, it's only light mode. And also these apps have some limitations. We probably might talk about that, but you probably already know, like the camera, the only camera you have on the Vision Pro is actually not a camera, but a reconstructed face of you, which is, I don't know, should we talk about it right now, or like let's keep it?
Let's keep it.
So it's
only if you're ready to show this.
No, I won't be showing this. No. And by the way, we are like this podcast is also in audio, and the people will not be listening. They will not be able to see that. So I just want to say one thing. So I had experience with VisionOS 1.0 and VisionOS 1.1, and there is a huge difference in the way how these personas are created. Said like by saying that, I'm not saying that the Vision OS 1.1 is a perfect digital persona you can use everywhere. It's just better than it was before.
So it took for Apple to make SwiftUI okay for versions. So I would expect the same for Vision OS.
By the way, yeah, that's interesting. Actually, there are a couple of articles where people had Apple contacts, like insiders, and they said that people inside Apple expect 4 generations of Vision Pro to become something which they actually expect to have. And I actually want to talk about my, again, we will get back to all of the benefits of that. But let me maybe, I have my list of what's bad with Vision Pro.
Oh, so it's a blaming podcast. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go with that. And
Apple, are you ready?
So first of all, field of view. Apple does not disclose the field of view which you have on Vision OS. And when you put this device, you see through it. You look, it looks nice. It looks nice, but you might remember like old swimming masks, which like had like where the glass is like kind of far away from you, and there is like some dark spots around that. So it's the same. You still see these black areas around those screens. You kind of get used to that quickly, but personally, I would prefer much wider field of view in order to make this immersion better. So it's a
all men have like tunnel vision. So
yeah, it's something like that. It's something like that, and I would prefer to like have a wider field of view. It doesn't limit me much. It doesn't. And by the way, it's on par with the industry. I think like it's almost the same as all other. But you would want to have more. So again, saying that, I'm not saying it's bad.
iPhone from Futurama. We need this.
Yeah.
To make it happen, I believe.
Right. Second thing which I would like maybe highlight is the weight. So this thing is heavy. I got used to it. So currently, like I'm showing this, is with this fancy strap. I have proper names in Apple. Maybe need to adopt like the fancy strap and the strap which will you be actually using. So
okay.
There is just 2 of those. Like this one you will be showing this device with, and the other one, because like it's heavy, and if you're like only keeping it by pressing it up front your face, it's actually not that comfortable. Let's be honest. It's
so how many minutes a day you spent in this?
So it depends. Sometimes like 4 6 hours, and well, I mean I put them off after maybe a couple of hours just to walk around, because like again, as I said, you can walk with it, but you need to remember that you also need to carry this thing with you. You can put it in your pocket, that's like easy, but again, like there is a cable, and like it's usually when I work, it's connected to the power source, and therefore I'm not really like worry much about how much power I have.
It's time for Android jokes.
Yeah. So by the way, the battery life is about 2 hours. I'm not sure that we need to like talk about that, because from my perspective, this device is actually, you use that connected. You are not like walking around with it a lot. You can walk, but it's essentially like a battery in the laptop. Like you can use it for some time, but then you just need to plug it in. And
I don't know. With my
yes, we know all the new MacBooks
Pro M1 Pro, I use it 2 days, not fully, like not developing, just some browsing emails.
I have to agree.
A little bit, and 2 days in office without charger, perfect. By the way, so you say so it's heavy in front.
Yeah.
So what do you think if they put something heavy on the back?
That will be even worse. First of all, what I like about these straps, you can rest your head on something, and like you don't need to like worry about the battery on your back of the head.
You can create special Apple seed.
Yeah.
And here have a wireless MagSafe charger.
Yeah. So you need to sit right, and that like you will have a lot of power going through your head.
Very strong, very strong magnet. So you sit like this.
Yeah, you won't be able to move exactly. That's also an option. So, say again, like this is the battery. Something again, but bothers me. I understand why that we need that. I fully get it, but like the proper generation device need to work at least 10 hours, and it should not have a battery in the cable. That's something we need to. We want to have that in the future. Not now. We do not have that, and but.
Yeah.
One more thing.
Slightly back, like this magic number 4 for Apple is really magic, because first Apple Watches that you can really use whole day and even sleep with them was Series 4. The same with Swift UI.
Well,
partially with Swift as well.
My first iPhone was iPhone 4 actually. And so because of the Retina display, essentially, like that, when they introduced the phone with the Retina display, that was, well, that's something, and the device was quite good. So one thing,
you want to talk about Retina displays in Vision Pro?
Yes, we are now coming exactly to that. So we have 2 4K screens packed into these like lenses here, and I have. Only good things to say about those screens. They are nice. They have so they are like OLED technology screens. So you have black, you have bright, like really bright white colors, and you have quite good colors in general. So that means that you can have like pretty close to real dynamic range. Like, I mean, definitely there are differences, and some people might measure that with instruments, but you can have really dark spots on your screen and really bright. And that leads me to one more thing I would like to highlight as a problem. So your eyes are actually reflecting things. Like, you might not know that, but when you look into something, some bright object, some light is reflecting back. And the problem is that when you have like scene with dark background and bright spot, that light from that bright spot reflects back to the lenses you see, and you can see some halo effects or like some reflections on the lenses, which come from your eyes, not from the like room around you, but from the like again, it's a thing.
It's the back of your eyes. It's not
You need different sets of eyes. That you need to fix that.
Apple ones.
Yeah, but that's actually, I mean, you never think about that until you see that, and then like, oh, wow, yeah, that's, well, or maybe you need to dry your eyes, like,
small fans inside.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, as regards to the fans, so you guessed right, there are fans in this device. But they also cool the space in your eyes. So sometimes when it gets hot, you start hear like fans starting up, and you feel like a small breeze coming through your face. That's and by the way, that's a nice effect. I mean, that's first time I was like, well, what's happening? Like then, oh, now I get it. Like, and I'm not sure where exactly it comes from, but yeah, it is. So.
Oh, it's a definitely California device. Yeah. Actually, they learned something from introducing AirPods Max, which dies because of moisture inside. So they know how to do this.
That's cool. And speaking of the reflections, so Apple was they introduced this light seals. These are customized to your face, like you buy the specific light seal by scanning your face with the phone through the Apple Store app, and they have these separate cushions which are like smaller one and bigger one, in order to make so the light won't come inside this from the outside, which is good. And I think they cover a lot of options with that. I would say I have some. I still see the light coming out from the sides, and this. Let me show that again. So this light seal, this it's essentially fabric. But if you look, like there is some bright source here, light comes through this fabric. So that's. I don't know, like maybe if you make the fabric too thick, then there will be more moisture inside. So there are some limitations they had to work with. So that's another thing. This one is kind of small, and like I don't think it bothers me much. But the reflections from what you're seeing is something which is like I don't know. I mean, I hope they will be able to find the lenses maybe with less reflective capability, something, I don't know. It needs to be done on the hardware level, and maybe we need to change some physics in the universe in order to achieve that.
Yeah,
who knows?
Not Apple know how to do this.
Yeah. So now we come to one of the things which really bothers me right now, and that could be fixed in software, I hope. And by the way, it seems that they are actually fixing that. So let's get back to our pro workflows. We use MacBook, like in order to work. You use MacBook keyboard in order to work. And now comes one more thing. So this Vision Pro, what it has a camera switch. Let me show you. Like they like you have camera looking downwards. You have camera looking like forward, and like cameras looking sideways. So these cameras, they capture your hand gestures. And when you type, yeah. So I think everybody knows that like you're using your eyesight and some hand gestures to control everything in Vision OS. You don't have any controllers or anything. But when you type, your fingers can get close to each other. And in some cases, that might trigger a gesture in Vision OS. And I think they changed a lot this machine learning model which handles that, because it started working better in the Vision OS 1.1, but you still can type, and then like your eye catches this grab of the window, and like the window like just shifts somewhere because it thought that you captured that and moved. So that bothers me, and that needs to be fixed, and that needs, maybe they need to have some logic that when you are working with the keyboard, like just forget about any gestures at all, like just keep typing, and then when you like stop typing, then like try. I mean, you can fix that not just by updating the model, but add some more clever hacks there. And Apple actually, like they know how to do these hacks. There are a lot of things happening even in the iPhone keyboard, like the software keyboard. So they know how to. Yeah, they know how to fix that, but hopefully they will. So that's something you might be. And one more thing, like let's imagine you have a Teams window on your Mac. Let's put it that. And I will tell you why I'm using that on the Mac as well, not just the native app. And there is a text field on the bottom of the window. So that text field is really close to the window handle, like which you use to move the window. So when you type, you look into that text field, and your eye is like really close to that window, and like it jumps sometimes there. So it's like you look into things, and like your eyesight might not be like just focused on the text field, but it might like move a little bit, and therefore you might close the window accidentally because the close button as well is nearby, and so on. So that's why I think they need to deal more with this hand gestures while you use keyboard. So that's an interesting thing, and hopefully they will have better workarounds on that. Right. So this is the pro workflow issues. So let's talk about the persona now. I was using that in the office on Teams, it works in Teams. Yeah, mostly you hear a lot about yourself when you join with that thing, and people are asking like, what happened to you? Like, and by the way, the first version was like who made a doll of you? Like, it was very rubbery and like you like yeah, that was terrible. The second one was better, but it's still like they need to work more than that, and I hope they will, because honestly, like you can reconstruct the face much better. I think it's possible. I think we'll see how they will actually work with that.
I think it's better to use Memoji and that's it.
Yeah, maybe. So, and the last thing in regards to the professional workflows is also a software thing. Why the hell I do not have Xcode on the Vision Pro?
So you want your face be burned or what? I just do not understand.
Yeah. Well,
I saw this in our notes, but how?
It's M2 on this device, like which is kind of capable of doing software development. So and by the way, you can hopefully you can have something like Xcode Cloud when you actually compile everything somewhere else. Like, but you need the IDE on your screen. I mean, we can think in the future
Maybe,
like how you
your
Mac.
I believe they may do something similar as, I don't know, JetBrains have, and even, I don't know, Visual Studio Code, when you can run just a thin client on the client and use your laptop as a processor for all this stuff. That might work.
So as of now, I use the Xcode on the Mac, and like you have a Mac screen running. That works. But I mean, like if it's a pro device, I mean, we developers, we probably can consider ourselves pros. Well, at least in some ways. Well, but
when last time Apple considered developers as pros? When?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. So, and that leads me to another topic. Let's imagine that we have Vision Pro and screenless MacBook. So the hardware, some processing power, keyboard, maybe the trackpad, and the screen which you have on your Vision Pro. That seems nice. I mean, and I'm Mac Mini, yes, but you will still need an additional keyboard. But it's actually like Mac Minis now make more sense with the Vision Pro. So, and I've also heard like some Apple employees have a special build of Vision OS which allows you to connect two physical screens to the Vision Pro. So as of now, you can connect only one. And maybe having two physical screens, you will like bring more apps from your Mac to your Vision OS experience. Like you can place them separately. But I actually want to have native apps. They look nicer. I don't know. I'm just thinking and you don't need to like change switch your apps inside one window like you do in your MacBook window on the Vision OS. Okay, so we were talking about this whole Pro things. And as you might hear, I'm actually not saying that this device is terrible or something. Like there are a couple of limitations which hopefully will be resolved with the next hardware releases. But it's actually already usable. Like you can use that for your professional workflows. There are kind of things, for example, why I use Teams on the Mac rather than just native Teams. And here we come to some
native
limitations.
Or iPad Teams.
Or Teams or iPad. The problem is that on Vision OS, you only have English language right now. Like you cannot type even with the hardware keyboard in Russian. You cannot speak in any languages. You only have one on-screen keyboard, which is unusable. Let's be honest. This floating keyboard. No, you look. Well, you can do that, but it's all of them is terrible. That's not something you will ever use. So there is only one English language. I think they are now planning French and maybe Chinese, because I assume they will be starting selling something in Europe, and maybe they will add German. I don't know. It depends on their plans. But as of now, it's just English. And even if you, like in Teams, we have non-English chats and non-English speakers, and sometimes you want to reply in other
This
language.
is against rules. Use English in your chats.
Well, no, in team channels maybe we have only English, but in chats that's okay. But it's a terrible thing that you cannot even type with the hardware keyboard. So, or at least I was not able to. I mean, maybe I'm just missing something. I was looking through all of the settings. I was not able to enable that. So that's one of the limitations. And Vision OS 1.1 also brought MDM. So the 1.0 even didn't have that. So you were not able to use that in the production environment properly. So now you have MDM profiles, you have some settings, you can configure them to be like company device or whatever. And the last thing which may be prevented from being used in the production environment is that it's actually a personal device. So you have one user configured, so they scan your eyes, there's this optic ID thing, and they adjust lenses for like your eye position, and then like they learn your eyesight in order to use this as the navigation tool. But then it's tailored to you. You can use the guest mode, but the guest mode doesn't save guests. So each time you enable guest mode and pass device to somebody else, they need to like show their hands, then look at the dots and do the pinch gestures, and then can use the device for some time until they put it off. And when the guest puts the device off, they need to re-enable that and relearn that from scratch.
What's wrong?
So it's like iPad, but it's in terms of like it's being personal, but it even doesn't have this like classroom mode where you can like download everything from the cloud and put configuration there. So I expect that to be fixed. I mean, I'm saying this device is targeted for pros rather than for home users, and that thing will be needed for pros, I think. So they will probably have something soon there. Speaking why they target that for pros, like let's talk about the price. Well, I mean, you wouldn't be buying such a thing because you want to watch a movie on the big screen, like virtual big screen, or play Fruit Ninja like in your room. Like it's actually, by the way, it's nice. Like let me be honest. I have Apple Arcade. I tried that. You can like use your hands to smash some fruits in your room. But the weight of the device slightly limits your sharp movements. Like you definitely think about like not doing too quick movements there. Like you want to be like more smooth in your. By the way, I also saw one more game. I won't name it right now, but it's essentially like you need to catch some things in tune of the music. Like the music plays, you need to like move your hands. That was nice, and my daughter also enjoys that game too. Like it's like you need to like. It looks like like some dance apps or arcades, but it's like you're only using your hands for that. Again, without any controller, so you just put your hands and like it sees the hands and like you capture some balls floating in front of you. Like you need to do something like that. So it's as like there are a couple of gaming experience there, but it's not something you will spend almost $4,000 for. Like definitely not. It's too much.
Apple pushes so hard trying to make gaming something big on devices other than iPad and iPhone, and no success. So when last time you launched any game on your Apple TV?
Oh, well, that's actually my daughter plays on Apple TV constantly. We do not. Well, that has an explanation. We do not have anything else. We do not have PlayStation. We do not have Xbox. So, like, that's the reason.
You're a tyrant. So
yeah. Well, we thought about some gaming machines, but it actually works. And there are a couple of games. But I have the game controller like separate, which I connected to Apple TV, and it works too. So you can play games on Apple TV using like I don't know DualShock or I think the Xbox controllers too. So, and it actually like this casual gaming is okay. Like you don't have any like big brands there, but for some small games where you can spend your like couple of minutes and I don't know wind down, that's pretty nice. And Vision Pro is not
Then
a
you
gaming
have your
device.
phone.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah,
So
but
mostly-
I'm not gaming much. I'm to be honest, the game I play right now is Apple News Plus app. They have crosswords there. That's my game now. But they have new crossword every day, like small one, a big one, and like so yeah, that may be my age, like it's yeah, or something else. I don't know. But
have you taken your morning pills?
Exactly, that's something you need to think about that. But actually, that's most of my gaming now. I mean, I don't spend too much time on some like great games. I will. What I was
propose
looking
you
into
a
is
good game that helps me to relax from Apple Arcade called Stitch. So
okay.
it's
I
some
look
kind
into that. I will look into that. Yeah.
it's some kind of like crossword, but it's about numbers. And,
Okay.
yeah, it's fun.
So, speaking of entertainment, let me briefly tell you one last thing, which is actually cool, like cool, really cool. Apple TV has the way of watching series, like shows or movies, in the special environment. Like you can put yourself into the cinema, and you can choose like, do you want to be on the front row, like with the huge screen in front of you, like last row where the screen is like far away, or in the middle, and you can put yourself like down, like in actual cinema when you have to look a little bit up to the screen, or you like as a balcony, and wherefore like the screen is like, and that's really cool. Like you not distracted by your room or anything. You're actually sitting there and watching a movie on huge screen. That doesn't like, I mean, you need to be really dedicated into movies in order to spend $4,000 for that. But if you have that device and you can do that, that's cool. So that's and I think the same thing goes like you're on the airplane and you're so tired of everything happening around you, just put the thing on and you watch your movie not on the small screen on the seat in front of you, but just on the large screen with a good, and like again, for that you might want noise cancelling headphones, which Apple sells as well, and you will be able to not just watch but also like hear in the with a good sound quality there. So I didn't do that yet, but I think that's something also. And maybe if you're like frequent traveler, like I don't know, you're a consultant and you move from one place to another a lot, that particular option, that particular thing might justify the purchase. Actually, I mean, I'm not saying you should
Ask your company to buy it to you. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Or you can even put that into your business expenses. Like if you're like another consultant and you like work for yourself, you can spend that as as a business device. Like it's for your business. So
Going back to content.
Yeah.
So I would say like as you told. So if you want this kind of experience watching TV series or movies on a large screen,
Yeah.
and you're ready to spend $4,000, $3,500, okay,
Well,
whatever,
plus taxes.
okay, four. I forgot about this.
Well, I mean, if you need to have prescription lenses, then you need to buy them too. So they are inserted inside, like magnetically inserted to the device as well. So again, you depending on your needs, that will end up in
up to 5. So
no. Yeah, but
in this
you can. By the way, you can choose the storage options. So we like the device I have is 256, but you can have more. And then it will get more expensive, yes.
So, and here I would say that in this case, people who like movies they spend much more on like normal TVs, sound, whatever,
Yeah.
and spend even more than 4,000. But what Apple can do as a content creator is immersive movies, TV series.
And yes, here let me talk about that. On Apple Vision Pro, you have a special section on TV app which is called Apple Immersive, and they have immersive movies, immersive shows essentially right now. And one of the show like was it's called Adventure, where a lady goes on a wire between like two cliffs.
But it's some kind of like just a very short, I know this 5D movie.
It's almost the same. Like you can see how she goes on the wire, and you can look around. Like you have it's not a screen. It's like essentially you're standing there. And one more thing, it's so high definition video. It really captures like you feel that. There's another movie like I know half an hour movie which is Alicia Keys rehearsal room, where you like watch their singing and like from multiple angles, and it also like nice, and you like feel being there. Like it's a great thing. And they also have like you would be interested in the apps which are pre-installed on Vision Pro, and like I don't know, Apple TV, Calendar, Mail, Safari, Encounter Dinosaurs. Like there's a special app which is installed on Vision Pro. Well, I mean it's made by some other company,
like chess on.
Yeah, exactly. But it's
do we still have them? Yeah, we still have them.
So this dinosaur thing is like you put your hand there, as a butterfly sits on your hand, and it looks really realistic. And then the dinosaurs
I'm talking
walk.
about fully different stuff.
Yeah.
So they create content.
Yeah.
TV series. Okay, movies is totally different, but TV series. So the freshest is Masters of the Air.
Yeah.
If you can, it will like it will be other magnitude of cost, definitely, but this is something that will persuade me to buy such a device.
I would,
because
I think
if I am a hero in this story, that would be so different. Even if I like. If my vision possibilities, like field of view, is very limited, but still, if I can see it in these B12,
right? I mean, those they did not do that yet. But again, as I said, they started having some shows, not the series, but there are a couple of those in like this immersive mode, and those are really cool. It's not something you will like decide to buy. Also, they have 3D movies, like I don't know, the Avatar or some others you can like watch. I'm not a fan of 3D movies, to be honest, and it's not the immersive experience. It's a different thing. It's still a movie screen with some 3D effects, like the same as you will be watching in IMAX or any other like the 3D theater. And Disney Plus, they also have their native app with some native experience, including like these 3D movies too. But again, that's not immersive in a full way. But to be we need to pay respects to Disney, because they actually did a pretty good job making their app. It looks nice. You can watch your movies on the Avengers Tower. Or like in Disney Theater, like they did their job. Like let's be honest.
I believe they had a lot of time to do this.
Definitely, yeah, and they were probably they started much earlier than that. And now we come to other companies. So on the middle grade, we have Amazon and Peacock, which is NBC Universal. They have their apps, iPad apps, available on Vision OS as native, or as compatible apps, sorry. So you still can watch Amazon movies, you can watch Peacock shows or like something like that. Or you, for example, if you're a fan of The Office, then like, yeah, well, you can watch that on Vision Pro. The problem is it's just iPad apps, and like you don't have much of the benefits of the Vision OS there. And we also have companies such as Netflix or Google with the YouTube. So they do not have their apps native, and they prevented their iPad apps from running on the Vision OS. And they like saying, oh yeah, you can just open Safari and watch there. Well, we can, but we won't. And well, I just hope that will bite Netflix a lot, and they will like, well, get financial impact by that. I mean, just really.
You mean like all these 5 people who owns
Well,
Vision Pro?
I mean, yeah. Well, by the way, it is expected that there will be something about 400,000 devices this year, like sold like annually, because of the number of the screens. Like the screens using there, they are really complicated, and as far as I know, Apple is currently on track to sell those. So I think they sold already like more than 100,000 devices, maybe even like 200,000 devices. And now they will be entering the European market. I think all sources say that will happen before WWDC. So they will have some. They will be able to tell that it's a worldwide device, even if it's just in Canada. Or maybe UK, okay, but we'll see. They have now their.
Dima, do you hear this? Because yeah, it's time to buy something to Europe, not only to the US.
Yeah. So they will definitely have some, and I think they will target China as well. So because like that's the huge market, and there are a lot of people with a lot of money there. Just because there are a lot of people there, like. It's just many people there, and they will be able to sell a lot there. So I think this is something. My experience with the Vision Pro is, again, it's not a home tool, it's not an entertainment tool. While it has nice entertainment features, like it's primarily a pro device, and for that it solves those things really well. My vision now is that we need to think how can, well, you probably remember the first iPhone, like it was announced and it had significant impact on the industry, but maybe not all people remember that it didn't have apps, didn't have App Store, didn't have a lot and by the way, like,
on the embedded apps.
Yeah, and use HTML like apps, or it didn't record, it didn't have 3G by the time, by the way. It was like, honestly, it was a terrible device. That it needed the iPhone 3G in order to make it like, well, okay, like in 3GS in order to make it like, MMS was added later, like much later. So again, it was not just the software, but the hardware too. So but it still changed the industry. My view on the Vision Pro is the same. Like it has a lot of limitations right now. The weight, the field of view, the battery life, but it's already in a more beneficial, like it's in a better shape than the iPhone was, because of and by the way, iPhone was also expensive, like not the $4,000 expensive, but it was expensive compared to other phones. So the Vision Pro has the ecosystem behind it. iPhone didn't have that. iPhone created that ecosystem essentially for Apple. And now Vision OS has the iMessage, which is integrated. They have iCloud, and I know people hate iCloud for many things, but it works in a lot of sense. They have like photo library, and by the way, yeah, I totally forgot to tell about that. Photos look amazing there, and not just every photo, but panorama photos. So when you take panoramas, like they lack HDR, they like look kind of dull compared to other photos. But when you look into these panoramas in Vision Pro, you actually feel like being there. It's still image, but it's like you're like, wow, that's. And I checked my own panoramas, which I captured like many years ago and on different devices, and I was like, wow, that's cool. I mean, I will do more panoramas now, like really, because it's. I would suggest. if you thinking that you will someday end up having such a device, and probably most of us will, take panoramas now from time to time. Not just like not spend your time just taking panorama pictures, but if you are somewhere, just do that. Like you might thank yourself later. And one thing, so I saw a post that one guy like said like this iPhone panoramas, they're terrible, and they kind of are. So he was doing the panoramas like the regular way. So he took a lot of pictures, used software to stitch them out, and put them as a panorama image to the library, and those will be looking like quite amazing. So like think about that. Let me put it that way. And just the last thing, so there is an immersive video which you can capture with iPhone 15 Pro and Vision Pro. Yeah, that's probably everything I could say. It's low resolution, so it's like 1080p, and in order to capture that, you need a good lighting conditions, because the camera, I think the way how it captures, it needs more light to be like great image. So I tried a couple of those. It's nice, but it doesn't make me like, oh, now I will be capturing only these special videos and we'll be watching them. So that's maybe not yet there. I mean, we'll see.
Okay, so Apple, I will wait 8 years, because on after 8 years you made nice Apple Watch. So I will wait until you release Vision Pro Ultra. So yeah.
But let me give you a hint. The companies, like not the developer, like the IT companies, but other companies, they're actually looking into Vision Pro as the Pro devices a lot. So we see interest there. And recently I read the news that I think it was in UK that one of the surgeries were performed when usually the assistants were using the HoloLens as the device to do some AR stuff for the procedure. And in this case, not the surgeon, but the assistant was using Vision Pro because it was better. Like, I think Vision Pro primarily targets not the Oculus devices, not that stuff, but rather HoloLens. Because the HoloLens actually has the same price range and much worse quality of the image and everything. Like, it's just terrible device compared to Vision Pro in terms of the visuals. So main competitor for Vision Pro is HoloLens, and Apple beats them like just to the ground. I mean, there is nothing appealing in HoloLens right now, except they might have like some certifications from, I don't know, some, I don't know, defense, Department of Defense, or how they call it, I'm not sure, and some maybe medical certifications as well. So that's maybe Apple will be working on right now in order to like we will take those devices and like put them into some professional environments. So, and we, like regular users, we will probably wait until they have like Vision Air or something, which will be, I don't know, what will be your prediction? I would say it will be like around $2,000 in price, like $2,000. And I don't think it will be less than that.
I believe first 2-3 revisions will be like no Air, no just Apple Vision, nothing. So they will try to polish it in and get a lot of money from this first, and then maybe they will find a better way to make it cheaper. Then yes, it's very similar to iPhone story, because first iPhone and second iPhone, they was so expensive, so
yeah.
not everyone was able to afford it. Yeah, like now, yeah. So maybe
we'll see.
I hope that it will be our future.
My prediction is that the Pro, like people currently using multiple screens on their tables, will be migrating to Vision Pro or devices from the like competition devices. I mean, I see like you might remember the Steve Ballmer with his rants about the first iPhone, right? Like it doesn't have a keyboard, like it's a terrible expensive device. I'm not sure, like we at Microsoft sell like thousands of phones or like millions of phones, and Apple sells zero. Like yeah, well, we do all, like that didn't age well. So we now see similar rants from Mark. And like he's continuing saying that his device, like the company device, is much better in every way. I'm actually thinking that he's worrying that they are losing the market. I mean, not just like the market, but rather everybody was thinking that the Oculus devices are the AR and VR things, and now like people are looking into Apple and well, that's probably, and they need to catch up, and they need to catch up the attention for them. But what I was trying to say, they might bring some ecosystem, they might bring some apps, and there will be a competition. And from my perspective, competition is always better than no competition. So hopefully,
otherwise we just don't have to something to joke about.
Yeah.
Please, Facebook, do this.
Yeah, we and by the way, yeah, not just try to tell like we have this our device is better, trust us, but actually do something. Like yeah, you need to be on the market, otherwise
they are better in price.
Oh, that's for sure. They definitely and even a little bit less. So the weight, but it's like plastic and like well, I mean, we can talk about a lot about differences and the resolution and everything. But I'm saying stop just telling that your device is better. Like now, do the better device. Like come on, like you can. Hopefully, you have a lot of money.
Switched AirPods Max to cheap Sony plastic Sony. Plastic is not so bad actually.
yeah and by the way, there is some plastic here as well. I mean, like these are like this is some soft plastic here, so yeah, so it's Apple not bad plastic. But the screen, I mean, the front screen is definitely looks better. I mean, I can't definitely. With this like three-eyed cyclop thing on the Quest, so it's I think they need like some exterior designer to work on their device, or next generation device. But okay, it's we are not talking about them. I hope they will be able to come up with something, and there will be competition, and maybe Google will jump into this, and we will have like not just two companies competing for the market, but we will have three maybe.
Google is too busy with inventing LLM, so yeah, it's not time for them.
Yeah.
But
by the way, we will need to talk about that. Yeah, the LLMs and everything. Yeah. We all expect iOS 18 to have something, right? And it's a hype right now, so Apple cannot like skip it. They need to show something, otherwise.
They actually have pretty good stuff about LLMs and other generative AI stuff published publicly. Like
yeah, but they need to have a product. That's I mean, it's not that because we need that product, but because investors need Apple to have that product. So it's a thing when we like when everybody does one thing, you cannot stay aside and avoid that. It's just an industry.
How long we have been waiting for 120 kilohertz? Oh, hertz.
Yeah. Well, a lot. Yeah, but that's I'm not sure. I think this is different. It's a moment when like everybody was laying off people. It's a moment when everybody now focusing on this, because I think it's kind of dangerous to make any prediction, but in a year. This generative AI become a commodity. It won't be new big thing. It will be like just think.
Stop using generative AI. Just say LLM. That's it. This is just LLM.
Well, I mean,
because everyone is mad about LLMs, not about stability,
right.
AI and other stuff. So. Only about LLMs, because LLMs
exactly. But again, it will, this hype will fade out. I'm pretty sure, and it doesn't mean that we will stop using them. We will start using them, but they will be part of the products, and they will be something like.
And Apple will start. So if they need one more year to polish Siri 2.
Oh yeah, I would definitely wait. I would like, and it may be good that they were like not doing with Siri a lot. So like it's now time to just rewrite from scratch. Maybe it will be much better to have like start with the better technologies now. I just hope, and because honestly, I start using Siri more and more. And I want it to understand me better and do more things like on like first attempt. So I just hope that that will come out. But yeah,
I'm thinking about adding some support of Siri to my smartphone.
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
this will be a big challenge.
I see.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we covered most. We ranted about everything on the Vision Pro things. We cannot tell you anything about what we work on this, but I can promise you that there is some interest from companies to this device, and we see a lot of new things happening, and we will see. Hopefully, we'll see more in the news and in terms of the new use cases for that.
While everyone is hyping about LLMs,
Yeah,
we'll do good stuff.
Yeah. Maybe we will match that together, so there will be some like use of LLMs with the Vision Pro as well. I mean, just to catch up this.
So LLMs will write apps for Vision Pro. That's an idea.
Yeah. So
shall we
as
wrap?
of now, yeah, we probably need to wrap up right now, and we will think what we will talk about next. But as of now, if you have any feedback or maybe questions or maybe comments or anything, just whenever you watch or listen this, leave those comments, feedbacks. If you're listening us on Apple Podcasts, like make a rating, reviews. And if you're like listening to us by now, it's actually quite perfect moment to just stop. Like you can even not listening us saying goodbye and just go and make a review for us. That will be really perfect. By the way, new podcasts apps on the iPhone iOS 17.4 now has transcripts. Hopefully we speak good enough for these transcripts to work.
I feel very old because I haven't updated yet.
Oh yeah, so you're in EU. You will now have a lot of. Oh, by the way, we can talk about that maybe on the next episode. I mean, all the drama, all the
As your special correspondent from Europe,
yeah,
I will cover this.
Yeah, and we can compare experiences from like Europe, non-Europe. So yeah, maybe we will talk about that. Thank you everybody for listening to us and watching us. Like as I said, give us any reviews and feedback. We will be really glad to hear from you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone, and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.